Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the all-new 2020 Ford Raptor. And you guys know I'm super excited because mine is going to arrive here shortly, and this one's also finished in my favorite color, lead foot. So as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the Raptor, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller, Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah, for providing us with the Raptor. Check out their inventory in the link below. So under the hood here, we have the twin turbocharged 3.5 liter EcoBoost that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power figures are 450 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely astounding. And then in terms of fuel economy, it's going to be 15 around town and then 18 on the highway. Let's finish things up front. So I love the little kind of like sport hood design they're doing at the top of the hood here on the Raptors. And like I said, this one's finished in lead foot, which is kind of like a new old color because they're just bringing it back. Anyways, you've got the LED accent lights that go around, and then you've got the LED headlights as well. You can see the orange shocks right there through the front of the bumper, and a lot of people actually add LED lights to this bumper. Ford's front grille has the gigantic Ford letters up front. You can see one of the front cameras right there, and then you've got all the marker lights right here on the front as well, and also on the sides of the Raptor. Got to mention, obviously, you've got tow hooks just down below, and then you've got your skid plate on it, which that is what I'm going to be wrapping to match the bumper, obviously. And then I also just like this look where you can see the tire through the front. Looks really cool. So around the side here, we've got 17-inch rims. They are the upgraded beadlocks from Ford. You've got 35mm tires around that, and I mean, you can just see how absolutely massive these tires are from the factory. Do crazy on the off-road. And then we've got the off-road side steps that go just down the side. Got these little kind of like vents here on the side, which look really cool, and I just love the wide body look on it in general. But let's head to the back. Here's our key fob for the Raptor. So we got a couple functions. We've got our lock and unlock remote start and our tailgate release. So if we press the lock button and then press that twice, that'll remote start it. You hear that 3.5 liter EcoBoost come to life. Obviously you guys can see how cold it is outside as well. Press that again, that'll shut it off. If you press this next button, this will lower down the tailgate on the back of the Raptor. You can see that this one does not have a bed liner. You can get that from the factory if you want. You can see you've got little LED bed lights right there. You've got the LED cargo light at the top as well. You can see more LED bed lights in here in general, but all the Raptors will come with the shorter sized bed. This one also has the bed step, so press this. It'll pull down the little bed step, and then you can pull this little handle out, so you can basically pull that out and up, so it makes getting into the bed a whole lot easier. And this is actually pretty easy to store back in place once you get used to using it. Now to pick up the bed, all you've got to do is just obviously lift it up. It is a little bit heavier with this bed step compared to one without the bed step, but now that's locked, we can look at the Ford logo on the back, which you actually can opt out for this, but I'd recommend keeping it because it looks a whole lot better. F-150 badging, got the Raptor badging as well. Dual outlet exhaust with the tow hooks on the back. Just another angle from the rear so you can see especially the wide body in the back there. Full LED lights. One of the sensors obviously here in the rear, and I like how the lights come up and over into the bodywork, and how this kind of, because of the wide body, it's just like up like that. It's a really good look. Now let's open up the door in the rear here, and you can see that the panel in the rear, this one has the carbon fiber package. So you got this little carbon fiber accent, which I would always say opt for. It's a really good look. You got the little door handle right there, and then one of these switches for the lights. And we're actually going to pop inside for once because it's cold outside. Now that we're in here, you can see legroom here is just plentiful. I mean, there's a ton of legroom. See, you've got a couple of little charging stations back there with the heated seat controls, cup holders just up above, and then obviously you got the pockets on the backs of the seats here. And then we can actually lift this up. You can see there's a little bit of extra storage under this seat as well. And then if we pull this little thing down, we can see that this pops out. You can pop out some cup holders on top of that. And then this one's got the full panoramic sunroof, which will open once we get to the front. But the back seat area, not a bad place to be at all. Going over things in the front, we've got keyless entry first and foremost, so one touch to lock it, and then to unlock it, put your hand to the back of the door handle. We've got this little keypad to get in and out as well. And then this one has the smaller mirrors. All the Raptors come with the smaller diameter mirrors because they look better. It does have blind spot monitoring. But we can open up the door panel here. You can see the door panel for the front. So you kind of got this like swooping design, helps with visibility. Got this nice padding with the stitching, carbon fiber trim again, all of your window controls right here. You got your mirror controls, memory seats, door lock and unlock, and then one of the speakers for the sound system. And then here are the seats in the front of the Raptor. It says Raptor at the top of the seat. Got this little cloth inserts right here. Fully power adjustable. Pedal layout is just down below right there. And then we've got the fact that the pedals are power adjustable. That's for your parking brake. These are your light controls right up here. And those are lights that you can turn on the mirrors. And then the steering wheel is going to be automatically adjustable. And look at the paddles. Let's head inside. Start up the Raptor. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake, push the push start, and the Raptor will start right up. It'll say, "Built Ford Tough." And it'll also say that I'm almost out of fuel. Now, we've got a couple controls on the steering wheel. We've got all of our voice command controls and everything right here on this part of the steering wheel. We've got our steering adjustments on the steering wheel as well. We've got your phone controls right here, and then these are your drive modes. Over here is for the cruise control. You can get adaptive cruise control with the Raptors. This is for the center screen. We'll go over that in a moment. Got the little red marker in the center of the steering wheel, which I think is a really nice touch, kind of brings it all together. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel that are mounted to the steering wheel. We've got your minus and then your plus for the gears. And we've got your little light stalk over there that also doubles as the turn signal stalk. And then also finally says Raptor here on the bottom if you forgot what truck you were driving. Now we've got all of our gauges here in the center, so you can see that there's a bunch of different menus that you can scroll through here on the gauges. Super Configure gives you a bunch of different information on the Raptor. I like the off-road status, for example. So like going into this, it'll show you a couple different features. So as I'm turning it, gives me my steering angle on it. So I think that's a really neat thing. That's probably what I'd have pulled up most of the time on the Raptor. We've got some buttons up above. You've got your auto stop start button. You've got your camera button, which we'll go over on the touchscreen in a second. Hazard lights. That is kind of like your off-road cruise control, and then you've got your stability control. And then let's press this camera button so you can see all the different camera views. So you can see there's a bird's eye view right there, and then this is in front of us, as you can see right there with the camera. And then we can press it again. So it gives you a full screen on that view. You press it again, you get a couple different views on the side of the Raptor too. This is going to help out a ton with off-roading, obviously. So the fact that we can see in front, you know, if there's any obstacles or anything that get in the way, then you're able to see that, you know, full on view when you are taking this truck on the off-road. Now going over the rest of the infotainment system, we got to go over the other camera, which is the backup camera. So you can see if I pop it in reverse, get a couple trajectory lines. You can turn the steering wheel and they'll turn with it, and then you can even zoom in on the receiver hitch. You've got a little guiding line right there. And then you can see right here we've got some function for the navigation. And as I'm pressing these buttons, you guys can kind of see response time on everything with the Raptor. You can see all the different stuff. You do get a valet mode, so nobody rallies your Baja ready truck. Now here's our analog controls for the radio. Analog climate controls down here. You can see we've got heated and cooled seats in the Raptor here, which definitely have the heated seats on today since it's only about 30 degrees outside right now. Trailer backup system. This is for your different drive modes. You do have lockers in the rear. You've got your 2-wheel high, 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. And then you've got your trailer brakes just integrated right there in that area. Now, storage. We've got some storage under here. So you can see we've got a couple charging stations right there. And then this one's got the high gloss carbon fiber finish on it. You got the shifter for the 10-speed automatic, which you can shift the gears yourself with those buttons or with these beautiful paddles on the back of the steering wheel. That's your manual shift mode right down there. That's your lane departure assistance. Got a couple cup holders right here in this area. And then we've got the center console. So you can see it's got leather padding on the top. You can open that up. Tons of storage space underneath. Got more carbon fiber trim right there, which I think is a really nice look. Nice leather stitching right there on the dash. We can open up the glove box. You can see there's even more storage. Kind of has like a dual little glove box in the one glove box. And finally, forgot to mention, charging stations. But let's get into the drive modes now. So I waited to get into this because this is the most exciting part. So if we play with the steering, you can see there's a couple different steering modes. You've got normal, sport, and comfort. I'm going to drive in sport. I like it because the steering's heavier and feels nicer. And then on the drive modes, you got normal, got your deep snow, sand, mud, Baja. You've got your rock crawl. And it's trying to shift into 4-wheel drive once I go into the rock crawl. I got slippery, and then you've got your tow haul mode, and then you've got your sport mode, which that's probably going to do most of my driving in, or it's going to be Baja. And then again, normal mode. So all those different drive modes, which is cool because most trucks don't offer drive modes, and the Raptor does, so that's a really nice feature. We've got our universal garage door openers up top. These are all of our auxiliary switches, so you can add obviously auxiliary items on it like light bars, all that kind of stuff, and you can just basically program it into these switches. Nice that they give you that from the factory. Power rear siding window up top as well. And then like I said, you've got the sunroof, so you can see you've got this huge shade and it lets a ton of extra light into the cabin. However, we aren't going to have the sunroof open all day today because it is super cold outside, but I'm opening it for you guys right now. for the video. Now, I absolutely love this spec. This is kind of like the stealth spec. I do prefer the Recaro seats, but I understand that a lot of people don't like the blue, and so if you just want like a black interior, this is definitely the spec to go for. Now, in terms of pricing, this Raptor stick goes for just over $73,000 with all the options that it has before any type of market adjustment. That all being said though, let's take this 2020 Raptor finished in lead foot out to see how it drives. Before we set off in the Raptor, let's talk about visibility. So you can see visibility over the hood is pretty good. I like that little, like I said, sport hood kind of thing happening right there with the venting. See visibility throughout both of the mirrors, and like I said, they have blind spots, so that'll help out. And the window obviously swoops down, so increases visibility throughout both the windows. And then you can see through the rear. It's really easy to see, just like any other truck. It's really easy to see out of the Raptor. So initially setting off here in the Raptor, let's talk about road noise and ride quality. So in terms of ride quality, it rides relatively smooth. Definitely not as smooth as anything made by Ram currently on the ride quality standpoint. In terms of road noise, pretty similar. I'm getting a little bit of noise from the tires, but it's not bad by any means. As we're going around this roundabout, let's talk about steering. So in this sport mode, the steering is a little bit heavier, which I like because it kind of makes it feel sportier, which again, this is supposed to be a sports truck, so it makes sense. But you guys can see the steering is pretty direct. Obviously, it's not sports car direct or anything like that, but for a truck, it's really good. Something I want to talk about is just the feeling of these paddles before we get a little acceleration here, which, by the way, we're going into sport mode for the acceleration. I just love the feel. These paddles, these metal paddles feel really premium, and they're a really big size, so it's super solid there. We're gonna get a little acceleration here with the Raptor. Hear a lot of noises from the turbo, and then also that V6. I mean, it sounds really good. Just the turbo noises, intake noise, all that. I really like the sound of the Raptor. I know a lot of people would prefer a V8, but I mean, this just has such a solid sound. And you can see turning here again. I mean, obviously I'm not going super fast because it's a brand new truck, but it's just so direct. And I mean, I know this truck's super wide, but I feel really comfortable driving it. Like, it doesn't feel like this massive, uncomfortable vehicle to drive, even though it's such a wide truck. Now, to wrap things up, I mean, if you're in the market for a crazy off-road truck, obviously you can jump this truck from the factory, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, yes, I did order one of these, so for 2020, so yeah, I definitely love the Raptor. I'm glad that they brought back this lead foot color. It's a really cool color, and I mean, again, there's really nothing else on the market like a Raptor. There's no other sports trucks for the time being, so if you want kind of like a sports car and a truck all in one, check out the Ford Raptor. And there we have it, everyone, the 2020 Ford Raptor finished in lead foot. And I'm just gonna give you guys one more quick walk around so you guys can see this new color on the truck. I think it looks absolutely fantastic in the lead foot. If I didn't do YouTube and wasn't gonna wrap my truck, this is the color that I would get, is the lead foot. It's my favorite color on the Raptors, but sadly, I'm gonna wrap the truck, so I'm getting black. Again, a big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller, Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah, for providing us with the Raptor. Check out their inventory in the link below if you're in the market for a new Ford or Lincoln. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what's new for 2020, this color, and that's about it.